You ever see someone call the cops on their own humiliation? I'm talking about full-blown, screaming, hands waving, she's impersonating an officer. Kind of meltdown right in front of the actual officer. Except plot twist, that officer was my wife. In uniform. A decorated Navy commander. Now, let me back up before your jaw unhinges. Yeah, I see you. I live in this painfully pristine HOA neighborhood in Virginia, just a few miles from a naval base. Think cookie-cutter homes, plastic smiles, and people who put up no soliciting signs like they're allergic to human interaction. I work remote. Wife serves full-time in the Navy, been active for nearly 18 years now. We don't make waves. We don't throw loud parties. We mow our lawn on time. Still, there's always that one HOA Karen, right? Ours is named Beverly. Imagine a bob haircut with a vengeance and a clipboard permanently fused to her hand. Now, Beverly, oh, she loved pretending she ran the neighborhood like some sort of suburban dictator. Her kingdom? The cul-de-sac. Her throne? That stupid little golf cart with HOA patrol painted in crooked black vinyl letters. Her power trip? Endless. We tried to stay under the radar, even waved politely. Didn't matter. Beverly hated us from day one. Why? Well, because my wife wears her uniform proudly, and Beverly thinks anyone in uniform makes her look small. Spoiler, she is. So here's what went down. It all started one Thursday afternoon. My wife, Commander Evans, was home early after a base meeting. She had her dress blues on, you know, the sharp ones with the ribbons, the whole 9 yards. She parked in front of our house, stepped out with her phone, and stood there for maybe 5 minutes talking to her superior. Just catching up. Nothing shady. That's when Beverly struck. Out of nowhere, I hear shouting from inside the house. I peek out the blinds, and there's Beverly speed waddling toward my wife like an angry pelican. She's got her phone in one hand and her HOA clipboard in the other, like she's dual-wielding stupidity. She starts yelling, You can't park here. Who do you think you are? This is private property." Now my wife, cool as an iceberg, says calmly, "Ma'am, I live here." "No, you don't." Beverly barks, pointing with such force, I swear her elbow popped. "I've never seen you before, and you're impersonating military personnel. That's a federal crime, lady." My wife literally blinks. Just blinks. "I'm Commander Rachel Evans, Navy. This is my house. I've lived here for 4 years." But Beverly isn't processing that. She's already dialing 911 and screaming into the phone. "Yes, there's a woman in a fake Navy uniform threatening me in my neighborhood." That's when I came outside, shirt half-tucked, holding a damn spatula because I was grilling. I said, "Beverly, what the hell are you doing?" She turns on me like a rattlesnake on espresso and says, "Don't interfere. Sir, this is neighborhood security business." She's not who she says she is. By the time the cops showed up, real cops, it got weird. They approached cautiously, hands near their belts, and asked for ID. Rachel pulled hers out, military ID and all, plus her base clearance. The younger officer just stared at it, then at her uniform, then back at Beverly like, "Are you serious right now?" But Beverly wasn't done. Oh no, she pivoted. Even if she is military, she was loitering. "I'm filing a complaint with the HOA." Rachel raised an eyebrow. Cool as ever. "You're welcome to do that. But since you just filed a false report to the police and harassed a federal officer in uniform, I'm going to submit an official misconduct report. And if you touch that clipboard again like it's a badge, I suggest you call a lawyer first." Boom. You could hear the slap of karma echo off the siding. Now, here's where it gets juicy. That wasn't Beverly's first stunt. Nope. We started digging after that. Rachel, being Navy intelligence before she made commander, is very good at paperwork trails. Turns out, Beverly had filed dozens of false complaints, mostly targeting young couples, people of color, anyone not wearing boat shoes, and playing pickleball on Sundays. She wasn't just annoying. She was dangerous. So Rachel reached out to a JAG contact, and they recommended filing a formal harassment complaint through the base liaison office, since this affected service member conduct off base. Translation: Beverly had just poked the wrong bear, and that bear had a naval badge and a direct line to a federal investigator. Meanwhile, the neighborhood started talking. One by one, people started knocking on our door, quietly, nervously, telling us how Beverly threatened them with fines that didn't exist, made up bylaws, even trespassed to check mailbox alignment. That's when it hit us, she wasn't just a Karen. She was a rogue HOA vigilante. So we gathered statements. Rachel organized a tidy report with timestamps, photos, and even a timeline of all the times Beverly used her so-called patrol to harass residents. One guy, a sweet widower named Mr. Harris, had been fined $200 for having an unlicensed birdhouse. A birdhouse? I'm not kidding. Rachel submitted the report up the chain, and I sent an anonymous tip to the local paper with evidence. 2 days later, BM. HOA emergency meeting. Now picture this. A crowded clubhouse, folding chairs squeaking, neighbors whispering like it's courtroom TV. Beverly, sitting smug with her arms crossed. Then Rachel walks in, full dress blues again, folder in hand. She walks straight up to the podium and says, "I'm Commander Rachel Evans. I filed an official federal harassment report against this woman for targeting a U.S. service member. Here is the evidence. This is not an accusation. This is a documented pattern of abuse." Gasps. Literal gasps. Then she passed out copies of everything. You could feel the heat coming off Beverly's neck. She tried to speak, but her voice cracked. "This is slander," she croaked. Someone in the back shouted, "You told my kid he couldn't ride his bike." Another, "You called my wife a low-class renter because we don't play tennis." The board voted. Right there. Immediate suspension of Beverly's patrol powers, pending legal review. HOA bylaws rewritten on the spot to require actual citations for complaints. They even appointed a new compliance officer, not a Karen. But here's the kicker. Rachel's harassment report made it to base command, and command sent it to state review. Because, see, interfering with military personnel off base can trigger broader legal consequences. 3 weeks later, Beverly's golf cart was repossessed by the HOA, the vinyl HOA patrol sticker peeled off like her pride. She now walks her dog around the neighborhood, pretending she's invisible. Won't even look our way. As for us, we planted a flag in the yard. Literal. U.S. Navy flag. Got more handshake from neighbors in 1 week than in 4 years. Sometimes, all it takes to sink a paper ship is a steel spine and a well-placed folder. So, if you've got a Beverly in your neighborhood, trust me, you're not alone. Tell me your HOA horror story below, and let's swap some more stories.